And welcome back to the WHHI Daily News. Stephen Murray has joined us once again for his monthly visit. He, as you know, is the mayor of the city of Beaufort, and he is in the throes of working with City Council on the budget. So where are you and what's going on, Stephen? And welcome.
Yeah, hey, Robyn, and everybody at the WHHI team. Thanks for having me on. We're right in the middle of our budget workshops, trying to get a balanced budget approved by July 1, which is required by state law. Our staff's doing a really great job. Kind of highlights, we're going to be able to meet all of the needs. We're giving our employees another COLA, cost of living adjustment, to continue making sure that they can afford to live in the region. And it's looking like we're going to hold the line on taxes, and so no new taxes in the city.
Yay,
so we're stretching those dollars. But I do encourage folks to take a look at cityofbeaufort.org. You can find our current budget draft document, and there'll be 3 meetings, at least 3 additional meetings as we work through and approve the budget. So invite folks to participate either virtually or in person.
All right, very good. Now, you were mentioning that every 3 weeks, City Council is meeting on the third Tuesday to review codes and various processes with the city. So what is that, Stephen?
We are. So in 2018, Council, we switched our development code from what's called the Euclidean Code or Unified Development Ordinance to a form-based code. Mm-hmm. And the idea is we're really sort of concerned about what the form of the building looks like, to make sure it's aligned with sort of authentic Beaufort architecture out of the civic master plan that we approved a number of years ago. The code's working okay, but I think we've heard from residents, we've heard from applicants working through the process, that there still are some things that need to be ironed out so that new development is in the spirit of what residents think when we think about Beaufort design styles, Beaufort architecture, and where we're trying to go in the future, trying to capture the growth that is coming. And so this council, with our staff, we have a new planning director that came in January, a new city manager in January as well. So the third Tuesday of every month from 5 to 7, council with the public, with stakeholders from some of our boards and commissions, we're getting around the table and working through some of these nuanced code changes, again, to make sure that as development moves forward and has to work through these codes, it is responsible and in the spirit of what I think citizens want to see with new development. So it's some pretty nuanced work. We're getting into the weeds of 100 plus code amendments. We're talking about our development processes. But again, encourage citizens to come in and participate and be heard. We do allow public comment at those meetings. And it's a multi-step process. So right. After it gets out of our work session, it has to go to a planning commission, and then it has to come back to council for 2 readings. So about 4 stops before any of these changes are made. But ultimately trying to make sure that development is more informed and in line with what folks want to see.
I like that the attention to detail. A lot of steps, but that's very important. Now let's move on to some state funding that has come your way. $9.5 million and another $7.5 for what?
Yeah, I am super proud of our team. Carrie Gorsuch, Alan Eisman, Neil Puglisi, Scott Marshall. A lot of hands went around to putting these grant applications. And so no surprise, a lot of federal money has been flowing down into the states and in these competitive grant sort of projects. So for us, downtown stormwater projects, a little over $30 million is what we anticipate that these projects are going to cost. Probably more now because of inflation and pandemic-related supply chain shortages. But the good news is, because our team has aggressively been going after grants, we received just over $7.5 million from the South Carolina Department of Resiliency. So got to thank Director Ben Duncan and his folks up there. And then just heard last week, $9.5 million from the South Carolina Rural Investment Authority, Rural Infrastructure Authority. So over $17 million in grants from the state so that we can start tackling some of these downtown stormwater issues. So again, super proud of our team bringing other people's money home to the Lowcountry.
Love it. Good job. Well, we're at the end of the school year and also the end of this interview, Stephen. We've got a lot more to talk about, but that'll be next month, okay?
Always a lot to talk about, Robyn. I really appreciate you having me on. Hope everybody's enjoying this great Lowcountry weather and all these festivals that we've got going around the Lowcountry. And as always, if folks have questions, please don't hesitate to reach out and give me a call.
Thank you so much. Stephen Murray, the mayor of the city of Beaufort. And we'll be right back with more WHHI news. Don't go away.